Hey, it's the Red Rican, and just wearing the beanie because it's cold in my it's cold in my basement, where my studio is, so to speak. So, um, yeah, I'm not trying to be Tim Pool, so relax. um, no, and all jokes aside, so here's the article I'm going to share with you today. This, and I'm going to show you the ridiculousness of what's going on here. Um, Goes here. Biden Justice Department sues Texas over redistricting maps. It says here that the redistricting maps violate Voting Rights Act. That's what the DOJ is saying. Okay. Look, listen. Every state, every 10 years, does the redistricting. It's, they redistrict because the census is done every 10 years. So this here's bullshit. This is straight up politics. This has nothing to do, I heard the video of this guy, Merrick Garland. Um, it's really good that this guy did not. This guy's not sitting in the Supreme Court because he's such a partisan hack. But yeah, so listen, they're saying that it's about violating because they're stopping people of color from voting and blah 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 blah. Okay, what it boils down to is if the majority of people of color vote for Democrats, then yes, it's going to affect. People of color voting. That doesn't mean that it's racist. It's just like every other state, okay? Just like every other state, if you're Republican leaning, if you're majority Republican, you're gonna redraw districts to make sure your seats stay safe and weaken seats that run Democrat. The reverse is true in Democratic states. Okay, in Democratic states, you're going to see they're going to make their districts stronger and make Republican districts weaker, so they have better chances at getting out the Republicans. Okay, so it goes on. All these shenanigans go on in both red states and blue states. So I mean, it's ridiculous. Like here is New York. And because New York is going to lose a seat, um, which I find this funny that this article is from 2021 and they're still, they can't let go of that Trump train. I mean, Trump lives rent free in their heads. But you can see here how they're going to change. Oh, here you go. Non-white population in 2020. And adults with degrees. And there you go. And here goes. Republican majorities in the state legislature drew a map that could give the GOP control of 11 of the state's 14 congressional districts. Similar thing they're saying in Florida. But I guess, it's just kind of funny that they just, here's an article. So this is about New York, and like I said, this is the old way it's going to look. The state hasn't changed its districts yet. Here's New Jersey. Here's Suffolk Republicans say Democrats' plan for redistricting is illegal power grab. Why did I choose this story? Just so you can see it goes on in, like I said, red and blue states. You can see here, Democrats currently have a 10-8 majority, but Republicans will hold an 11-7 majority by next year. Republicans say the boundaries drawn in the proposal are favorable to Democrats. They have a 10-8 majority right now. That's the way it works. So this is nothing new. But the only thing that's going on is that the Department of Justice is just being an arm of, right now, they're just being an arm of the Democratic Party, because their goal has been to turn Texas blue. And, they think they have Texas purple, but, it was just a Trump phenomenon. That's all it was. You have, you know, like I've said, Trump inspires a bigger base for the Republicans, but the negative aspect of Trump's popularity is the reverse is true. He inspires a lot of hate on the other side, and that galvanizes their vote too. Not many people will, a lot of people will bring that up. And like I said, that's why I always talk about, we might need someone else. We're probably going to need someone else that could galvanize enough votes without galvanizing the hate on the other side. But the media does a great job of generating hate for the Republicans. And for anybody right-leaning, Republicans, libertarians, we're all not on the side of the lefties. Okay. So that's why I found this hilarious, because you see all these, you see here in Politico, you see what they're, keeping with the Trump, and that's their echo chamber. But here goes, right wing builds its own echo chamber. The irony behind this is, if you're watching this on YouTube, who owns YouTube? Google. Who did Google favor? Who does Google favor in elections? When you go on Twitter, who do they ban? They ban conservatives. You cannot, as a conservative, you say you get out of line, you're done. Same thing on YouTube. You say the wrong thing. I made a video about Biden that got me a warning. I was talking about mandates. So sometimes that's why I'm careful about talking about that topic, because I don't know what YouTube is going to allow me and not allow me to say. But they want to talk about the right building an echo chamber, but Twitter's an echo chamber, Facebook's an echo chamber. So they talk about, like here, they'll talk about the Daily Wire. What about the New York Times? MeWe Network. What about Facebook? Blaze TV. What? Let me go. MSNBC, Parler, Twitter, Newsmax, CNN, OANN, NBC, Clout Hub. Clout Hub's like this small. Rumble. It's a competitor to YouTube, but it's not YouTube yet. But that's what's scaring them, because they can't just ban these people now. With this is not creating a right-wing echo chamber. This is creating basically a protected space, so to speak, because it's like you can't speak your mind on YouTube. You can't speak your mind on Twitter, on Facebook, because if you say anything out of let's say, for example, you say something about transgenders on Twitter, we already know that they're a protected class on Twitter. And they're going to get worse with this new person that's the CEO. But this is what's going on. I mean, all talking about echo chambers and all this stuff, all these social media platforms and websites, if the right's creating an echo chamber, you guys already have one, and you guys kick people out of your echo chamber that don't agree. So what happens? Those people that you're kicking out, they have to go. Even you have people the lady from Hawaii, what's her name? Damn it. You got Tulsi Gabbard, you got like Glenn Greenwald, and all these you got these people who they're shunned from the left because they don't agree with their they're still people on the left. They just haven't accepted the far left's side of things. That's what's going on. There's a purge going on there with the left. It's like, if you're someone who doesn't agree with all these lefties, like even like Bill Maher's been attacking the far left. So when they say that the right wing are building an echo chamber, it's let's say if they are, it's a result of being kicked out of these other platforms. So the right's like, well, if we can't talk, if we can't say our piece here, then we got to, we got to create our own. That's what they used to say when Twitter was banning people, create your own. Then Parler was created, and what they did, they all the people, all the, you had Apple, Google, and Amazon Web Services, all left companies, just nuke Parler. So if you're going to talk about echo chamber, remember why it's being created. Because you're not being allowed, the right aren't being allowed on these spaces. Or, you can't espouse right-leaning political philosophies. So anyways, I'm gonna leave it there. It's been a long day for me. I hope you guys have a good Tuesday, have a good evening, and you can follow me here on YouTube and Rumble. You could also interact with me on social media. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Gab, Telegram, blah. You know the spiel. I'm on all those ones. Once the truth one comes out, I'll go on there too. All right. That being said, have a good one.